Hello YouTube, this is Matt Wicks here with another Workbench Wednesday video. I don't think I've done this one before, so this is just another little sort of a general tip on how to do things video. As you can see, I have something a little bit unusual in front of me. This is the Upwell and I think it's a Wisebeck tram car. As you can see, the livery might be familiar to you if you have watched a Titfield Thunderbolt. This model is being produced for a customer. This is an old D&S kit, very old kit, which is no longer available sadly. But it goes together quite well. The instructions are very vague, mind you, so some artistic license may be necessary. So this is mostly an etched brass kit, but it's gone together quite well and it's come out looking quite nice. Today we're going to be looking at windows and adding windows to coach kits or tram kits, for example, or just anything that requires windows, locos, coaches, etc. So I'm going to take you through what we need and how we do it basically. So we basically need some acetate sheets, some clear acetate sheets, so similar ones that go on overhead projectors. This stuff you probably can't see it because it's see-through, as you can very well see. This came from Amazon, a couple of quid for a pack of 100, and you can cut it into lengths, sheets, and then cut it up into windows, and then just stick them on. So that's clear acetate sheet, which is used for overhead projectors, like I said, or any sort of projection equipment. But as I say, they're very useful for windows. So this is a strip I've cut off earlier, which you can just about see. This is about, I think it's about 14mm, and this is basically to cover the depth of the window. As you can see, it's quite a long type of window, but a very small width. So I've cut a strip which covers the length of the window. And what I'll do is I'll measure with a vernier how wide each section is. As you can see, there's a couple of drop windows in here as well, so I'm going to try and fill that gap with one, and then another 3 there, and another 3 there, another 3 there. So I'm going to use a couple of these cut up into sections, which is about 17.25, and cut them up and put them in position, and then just do single ones on these drop down windows. Now, a long time ago, when I was building kits and didn't have much experience with it, I was just using super glue, which is the world's worst idea because it reacts with the acetate and it goes completely white, which you don't really want when you put the roof on, because that means you've got to go back into it and get those back out and put new ones back in. After watching some videos and reading a bit about it, you can get this glue called canopy glue. It's kind of PVA based. This one's from Deluxe Materials, as you can see. This is Modeler's Craft glue, but it's thick, tacky and flexible and dries clear, so it's not too much of a problem and it won't affect the windows themselves and make them react or go whatever. But you can use this for canopies, windows, scale rivets, rockets, resistant to shock taken off and landing. So this is quite good. I think it was quite expensive, this stuff, but there's various ones on the market. Glue and Glaze is another one, but I'm just going to use this. It is basically like a PVA glue, but we'll show you how it goes together anyway. Okay, so I've got the tram car on a. Okay, so I've got the tram on, or tram coach on the actual loco cradle here, which is quite useful to protect your models and make sure there's no paint chips or whatever. So it's quite useful to have one of these for any little job. So what I'm going to do is basically hold it on this side, so hopefully you can see a little bit. I'm going to go for these 3 windows just down here between the 2 drop lights, which are separate etchings. So we want to avoid those. So basically take your glue and you get a little reservoir of glue. I'll just put it on the edge of my end of my actual craft cutting pad. So I just got a little bit of reservoir of glue, and I'm going to use a little cocktail stick. You can use a paintbrush if you wish. I'm just going to run a little bit just underneath the windows themselves, and a little bit up the beams. I don't want to put it too close to the window edges, because when you put the window on and you push it into position, it will come out the other side. It doesn't really matter with this glue, but it does dry clear, which is quite handy. But at the end of the day, we don't really want to see any mess coming out from the sides. So you put glue around the edge, as you can see the white of the glue there. It would help it stays in position. Use some tweezers and you can just about put it into place there. Just get them onto the tweezers. Make sure the sheet is nice and clean before it goes in. So just give it a quick rub over with a cloth. Just feed it in. Position it before dropping between the two windows. So that is now in place, as you can see. You just press it down with your finger on the back just to lock it into place. Hopefully when you turn it over you shouldn't have any mess. You can just see that one there. You can get a little bit of light on it to reflect, which you probably won't do. But that is now glazed, which is great. Just leaves me the rest of them to do. So I'll be back in approximately 3 days to do the rest.